What's up, everybody? It's been a while. I've been releasing some videos over on the RP member section, so if you missed my ugly yet beautiful face, head over there and you will see some stuff. Me and Aaron just got back from Reno, where Aaron competed at Legion. Lots of awesome data collection for Aaron. He's got something planned for potentially middle of the month, and bring his best again. Basically every show, it's been new best, new best, new best.
A lot of data collection, a lot of sort of like, okay, this worked, that worked, this didn't, that didn't. So there's always positives and stuff to take away from it. I know I've definitely got more in the tank. I know I can definitely pull in tighter, get a little bit more fat off and refine the peak process a little bit more. So it's all good fun data collection on that side of things. Very frustrating not walking away with the wins that I want. But to be fair, it was a very, very good close battle with a very good bodybuilder.
Super
and
good.
they called us out for finals for confirmation rounds. So
yeah.
You know it's close when they do confirmation rounds.
Basically, Tarek said they're both good enough to go to that national level, so he wanted to give them that national look. Tarek was like, I'm going to bring you guys back out and work you. And like even in the prejudging, he's like, all right, guys, so are you guys good? Because I'm going to switch you and we're going to put you through some paces and get you ready for nationals, because they both, I mean, go to any national level contest in the United States, and Aaron and that guy both, especially if they're shredded, like they're one lineup away from a pro card, just depending on who shows up. Unless Anthony shows up.
Yeah, some absolute freak.
Is he going to do a pro show?
Freaks keep showing up to my shows.
Yeah, is he doing that pro show?
He's in his off season. He's still in shape.
He looks in shape.
Dude, and he's growing as well.
What the fuck?
Guy's a freak.
Yeah, he's huge.
But yeah, and you know, I spoke to a lot of high-level pro athletes, coaches judges, too, and got a lot of feedback. Everyone sees a lot of potential. A lot of people will have me, like they preferred my look and stuff like that. But the reality is, when he came back drier and sharper, I didn't, and that's that. Simple as that. So we know what to correct and do for next time, and the show must go on. But I feel good. Lots of positives to take away. It was a great show, very well organized. Shout out to Chris and all the people that organised that show. Amazing job. Good times. Onwards and upwards.
Oh yeah. My training partner, Aaron Burke. We're going to train legs. All of my leg sessions going forward, I'm going to start implementing a pretty like decent warm up. We're going to do some abduction. I'm going to do some thrust. I'm also doing something recently. This is going to be pretty bro sciencey, but also there's some literature to support the potential of this working. I'm going to be basically getting pretty hard contractions and lots of blood into the glutes, either prior to cardio or just throughout the day, to see if there is any potential mobilization and oxidation of free fatty acids. So mobilization doesn't mean oxidation, but it means that it's fat is at least being mobilized and you can burn it off elsewhere. So if it works during this prep, I'll probably just keep doing it. Worth the try. It's not going to contribute to any sort of fatigue that's going to ruin my leg training at all. I have enough carbs in during my diet. I'm doing my own diet, doing my own training and stuff like that now. So, you know, if I start to see the legs fading at all, we either pull back on that, add in some food, depending on what it is, and we're going to have a good prep. I'm excited to be coaching myself again. It's very nice. It's my favorite thing to do. Yeah, so that's something for you all. If you find you have like a stubborn area, if it's your glutes and contest prep and you've gotten shredded but failed to get those striations, glutes are the last thing to hold on, give it a shot. It's not anything that's going to ruin your training in any capacity. So again, part of being a scientist is having an open mind. There's a lot of stupid fucking absolute stuff being said on the internet right now, and most of it's based on regurgitation. It's not actually based on anything or that the data is actually pointing to, and it blows my fucking mind. It pisses me off every day. I'm doing my best to not get on Instagram and just go off. I'm trying to just spread positivity.
Please don't do a floating head video.
Oh hell no! I'll never do a floating head video. But I can go on some rants. You guys saw that last video. We just do our best to continue educating, continue to kind of instill what it truly means to be, again, a scientist, an evidence-based practitioner. And that does include anecdote. Anecdotal evidence is fucking one of the strongest things that we have as far as science goes. So we're gonna try this out. I haven't done it before. I think it's worth a shot. I really do. Yeah.
Well, like you just said, part of being a scientist, what do scientists do? They do experiments.
100%. Yeah.
So go and experiment and see if it
and
works.
it's cool
or
because
not.
it's not even just like a random hypothesis that I've come up with. It's like
Something
there has been
backed,
data
yeah.
on it, and it's been backed, and they do see that free fatty acids have been mobilized from specific areas based on having higher blood flow to the area over a certain period of time prior to cardio. So
That along with the subs that we're using to actually oxidize.
exactly.
Mobilization versus plus the oxidization. Happy
Yeah.
days.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
And I've never done, I got an abscess before the Atlanta Pro 2022, and it was while I was shooting L-carnitine. And I know L-carnitine was actually one thing, so I can give that as an example. That was one thing that I was like, no, this doesn't do anything. The data isn't supporting it yet. And then slowly through time, anecdotally and with data, we've seen that it actually is helping a lot with oxidization of fat. And I'm currently, I started that this week. So hopefully it helps as well. I'm shooting it directly into the glute. Not that it has any sort of like spot reduction, but it will hopefully help as well to just get rid of that last bit of fat that I need to get rid of in the glutes to actually do well as a pro. So I'm excited. We're gonna do our little warm-up bullshit and then hop to it. I'm feeling kind of like shit today, but that's what happens when you travel all the time. You just get it done. You get it fucking done. You get a good training partner. You let them talk some shit to you, and you get it done.
Stop being a pussy. Let's
See?
go.
There we go. All right. First part of the warm-up is going to be abduction. So, again, pushing some blood into the hips and glute region prior to my leg session. Just helps me warm up the hips, warm up the glutes, warm up the legs for the session. Blood flow to the area is similar to hamstring curls prior to quads. Helps my knees feel really well. This helps my hips feel really good. So, not gonna be anything too fatiguing, just a nice warm up. And then I'm gonna do thrusts again. I'm trying to push some blood into the area a couple times a day. Right before cardio, right before my leg sessions. And just a nice warm up. Again, it's not gonna ruin the session in any capacity. And it could potentially help. If it can potentially help 1 to 5%, I'm gonna do it. So this will be a nice little experiment. So another thing with this and why I'm doing it, I have a really hard time mind-muscle connection wise with my glutes. They grow really well from all the movements I do, plus their high propensity for muscle growth. So, you know, another knock against mind-muscle connection, to be honest. You can grow even if you don't feel stuff. I didn't feel my back for the first 8 years of my training, like at all while I was training it, but obviously it fucking grew muscle. The better you can get with the mind-muscle connection, the better you'll probably grow. And secondarily, especially as a bodybuilder who needs to contract their glutes properly on stage, it's gonna help me with my posing. So that's another reason, if nothing else, like I'm honestly like 10% on if this will help with spot reduction at all. With the literature and everything we have, it doesn't seem like it will. If it does, fuck yeah. But if it only helps me create better contractions on my glutes on stage, I am absolutely fucking okay with that. I just need to learn how to hit that back double, control the glutes, and actually sit on the glutes better in that pose. So I'm gonna do one more, and then I'm gonna do like 2 sets of thrusts. Super light. It's not like I'm doing working sets of thrusts. I'm just, again, pushing blood there. This already feels pretty decent. Glutes are easier to hit the glutes right now. So this, and then I have my hamstring focus leg day, I believe.
You like it?
Yeah. Which, I mean,
Moves pretty decent.
yeah, feels like any other, really. Like abduction machines are hard to fuck up. They have two different thrusts. The Panada thrust is super dope. Probably gonna be the one that I use. I'm not a fan of the foot placement on the glute builder one, so have a little pump in them. For all you ladies who like the hip thrust movements, this Panada thrust is really decent from a comfort perspective. The pad, it's not digging into you like a lot of the other ones. The foot placement's perfect, and it has this here, because your back might move a little bit during the thrust. It's actually a pretty nice feature on this. Handles it super easy to operate. So while I'm doing this, I'm mimicking what I would feel on stage with my feet and my knees and the pressure. I'm pulling them in and pushing inward with the knees. And it's helping me to contract my glutes and feel my hamstrings a lot better. That's probably good for me. I'll start with that. Good warm up. I was feeling like shit before this session. So, if nothing at all, that's a pretty decent warm up. I think I have hamstring curls today, a hinge, and a quad exercise. So we'll let Aaron do a couple sets here, see what he wants to do. He's on a new mesocycle because he just competed. So he either has 2 or 3 weeks before he does, I think it's 3 weeks. 3 weeks before he does one more potentially. So he's got about 2 weeks of hard training in him. We'll try to give him a little push. We'll see how many days a week he wants to train. I'm thinking of doing 3 on 1 off, 3 on 1 off. Just to help fit our schedules a little better. And help with the fatigue during prep. The 3 or 4 day a week training being optimal bullshit's completely fucking wrong. Sorry, I don't know where you guys are getting that from. A lot of people worried about overtraining and doing like 2 sets per body part per week right now. It's fucking insane. And they're doing like sets of 4 to 6, 3 to 4. It's not in any capacity the direction even a full conceptualization of these concepts would point, but definitely not the direction the data is pointing. And they're claiming to be evidence-based and science-based, and they're completely fucking full of shit. If you guys want to follow real scientists, data-driven science on YouTube, the RP Strength channel where we are, Eric Helms and those guys, Freedom J, tons more guys. Stop with the fucking floating head TikTok ass kids. None of them have any actual background. They hear a couple things that sound really good and they run with it without taking into consideration these other 10 variables. It's like mechanical tension. If you talk to half these guys, they will literally tell you mechanical tension means weight on the bar. That's fucking wrong. That's load. Mechanical tension is what the fibers detect internally. You guys, like, it's insane how fucking wrong they are about so much shit. And like I said, I'm trying not to get too ranty about this stuff, but it's really been pissing me off lately. And I'm not even on that many drugs, guys. I just got back on stuff. Couple sets here. Probably gonna my rep match on that second set. And then we're gonna go do a machine good morning. Smart for both of us. I'm back into dieting and Aaron's highly fatigued from a very long season. Just competed. So since today is a hamstring emphasis day, and that's highly eccentrically damaging, it would be pretty dumb for us to do some sort of straight leg deadlift where there's a lot of erector and axial loading going on. So keep it to machines today. But Aaron, I'm actually 3 in the tank too today, so.
Everything's all dried out.
Yeah.
Gotta be careful.
It'd be real dumb to go heavy in straight leg deadlift right now.
It's literally 2 days post-show.
Easy does it. I'm excited to get back to some heavy ass hip hinging with a barbell in my off season.
Off season is going to be a good fun time, right?
Yeah.
I'm excited.
If I push to the open, 425 for a couple sets of 7 on barbell straight legs. If I keep it to classic, maybe 385, 390, we'll set some goals now. Oh look, those commercials are still on. Help, I've fallen and I can't get up. Life alert.
Your seat setting is 4. Remember that.
You going back?
Yeah, a couple.
I want
of
to go
clicks.
back one too. I was too far forward.
That's better. Even that, I can feel it in the back of my knees, like
Yeah.
screaming at me.
Just be careful today.
I'm just going to turn this into a working set of this weight.
It's perfect. Yeah, some super high rep shit, man. That's another thing, Mario. There's some data currently that suggests warm-ups don't do much as far as like how well the working set goes. So I've seen these fucking kids get online and say, well, the data says warm-ups don't really help with the working set anyway. With no conceptualization of a fucking super heavyweight 250-pound bodybuilder who does 5 times the amount of weight as this fucking kid, who just competed, yada, yada, yada. And they'll just be like, why are you warming up? And they'll talk shit with their floating head videos about people who are doing things who actually know how to conceptualize multiple concepts at one time. A high rep, 30 to 35 set rep for Aaron right now is very intelligent. It will help maintain his tissue very well. And if you were to just take exactly what some kid said in a video like that and just do it right now, Aaron would be hurt. I guarantee you Aaron will hurt himself right now. It's insane to me that these kids fucking have a platform.
But they're also
Pisses me off.
doing 6 reps with like 40 pounds.
Yeah, imagine doing that right
And
now.
I'm like, how about do 140 pounds with no warm up and see how you get on with your little pin legs. If I did that now, yeah, I'd fall apart. Also, these little bubblehead broccoli boys are not doing reps like this, with this kind of control, with this level of stimulus. There's a fucking pandemic of floating head morons on the Instagram. And it's our duty to fight back. But we don't fight back with floating head videos, we fight back with like actual training and producing results.
And
not
educating.
talking.
Like there really is something to be said about a high level coach who has been in the trenches for a long time with a fuckload of anecdotal evidence who gets fucking results. Yeah, if someone like me or Aaron or Mike were to have them as a coach, we'd ask why and they'd say, trust me. And that wouldn't be good enough for us. But at the same rate, if you're somebody new into this and you're kind of having like paralysis by analysis because of everything going on, look to those guys instead of the fucking talking head videos, because they're setting you up for for not getting as good a results as you could. Whereas the guys with thousands of clients with results, multiple Olympia titles, high level coaches like that, they're gonna lead you in a pretty fucking decent direction, even if they don't know everything, even if it's just anecdotes. Clearly they know what they're doing.
Priceless experience, right?
100%.
Like if you were to hire, a good example would be like a Chris Cecito, and he told you to do something and you said, oh, can you explain to me every detail of why? He'll go, just do it. and it's going to probably work.
And that's the thing.
And that's just from experience. He's got that eye over thousands and thousands of clients.
And I agree with that 100%. Even if I think he says stupid shit. Yes, he says stupid shit. I really don't care if somebody pulls this out and shows anyone. He said bodybuilding's an art and not a science. That's bullshit. It's both. That was the dumbest thing he could have said on the podcast. Thousands of people are going to watch. He said bodybuilding is not science, it's art. Like, no, it's both. You're literally an engineer of the body. What is engineering? It was crazy that he said that. So
there'll be context to that, though.
Sure.
If you were to have a
I watched the whole podcast. There was no context.
But if you were to have a conversation with him about the science of bodybuilding,
correct,
and talk about mechanism stuff, of course,
which he did right after that. He was like, "It's an art," and then he goes, "Yeah, the best coach ever was my literal PhD in biology professor." Yeah. I'm like, "So a scientist?" So it's just like
he's talking about the art side of things from the art side of bodybuilding,
and it is. There
is a massive artistic portion of
100%.
It. Sure.
You gotta learn mechanisms, but you also have to like apply. If something's going wrong, and everything on paper looks like it should be going one way, but it's going another way, you gotta have the eye, and you gotta be an artist. You gotta be able to paint the picture properly, and fix what the fuck's going on. Even if it's like, just because you had some anecdotal experience with what happened, you're like, well, I'm gonna do this. I know it shouldn't work, but it worked with these other 15 clients, so that's what we're doing.
I imagine he would say something like that because Chris only does preps.
Yeah.
Doesn't do off-season work. He only does preps. So his whole motive is purely just sculpting the best stage look possible.
Yeah.
So when you sort of think about it that way, then yes, like an art would be a good adjective for it, I guess.
Well,
yeah.
I just can't get on board with the absolute statement like that. But again,
that's just the terminology.
That's just me. That's just me saying I would still point a client in his direction, even if I disagree with some shit he says, over some kid who's regurgitating from somebody else who read one study who said, see, that's how we apply things. Like, there's no way in fuck I'm ever sending anybody in that kid's direction. I would for sure send him to Chris Aceto. And Chris has thousands and thousands of hours of pure experience on physique enhancement, physique development. He knows what he's doing. And he's not the only one. And if you guys want fucking natural bodybuilding examples, I've turned over fucking 40 people pro in natural federations. I was a natural bodybuilder for 10 years. I did the same thing I do now, but probably more volume and more stupid shit. And I was 185 pounds on stage as a natural. I was one of the best naturals in the world for a while. And I have Sam Okanula, 3DMJ, Brian Miner, all these guys who are coaching the highest level natural bodybuilders who aren't saying what these talking head videos are saying either. Because that's always the fucking rebuttal. Well, you're a fucking meathead enhanced fucking steroid addict. It's like, I don't think you know who I am, first of all. Second of all, science is science. And when you're applying principles properly and you're conceptualizing multiple principles, it works with the physiology regardless of enhancement. It's just how it works. All the literature pointing to higher volumes is done on natural people who train in a college setting. Like, it's insane, guys.
See, I'll pump out 20, 25 reps right now.
Yeah.
And there'll be some floating head broccoli boy that's like, well, what are those first 20 reps even doing? Making me look about 100 pounds bigger than you, buddy.
Yeah, and that's another good point. They'll also try to say, it's been proven that metabolites and pushing blood into the muscle don't do anything. No, it actually hasn't. I don't know where you heard that from. Actually, I do. But it hasn't been proven. You can't put an absolute statement on that. If every thing that leads to mechanical tension also leads to a pump, and the pump potentially has some benefit outside of just mechanical tension, why are you rolling it out completely when we don't actually have the resources or evidence to say it does nothing at all? When you have thousands of bodybuilders just chasing pumps, making amazing physiques, meaning a fuckload of sarcoplasmic hypertrophy, it's like, what are you talking about? You don't have the evidence to say that, yet they're on fucking line saying it's just mechanical tension. Again, they're getting that wrong, by the way, because they think that just means load or weight on the bar, but they have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. So that's also wrong, guys. It has not been shown 100% to not do anything. Go read the Brad Schoenfeld paper, which was, yeah, sure, it was 2011, 2012, 2013, something like that. But the mechanisms of hypertrophy, none of those have been ruled out completely. Mechanical tension, metabolite sequestration, all that stuff. It's just the amount of absolutes that these kids spew seriously blows my mind.
Especially as they're all so fucking small. Yeah. Good reps. Let's go. Strength is back. Hey.
I work hard for my results, and I need my diet dialed in. The RP Diet app tells me what to eat to keep me on track, and offers suggestions for changes based on my responses, giving me the freedom to choose my path. A personal digital diet coach for less than $15 a month? Yeah, that works.
Aaron will probably do one. Probably smart for him right now. I think I can do two. Hamstrings for me, 5 to like 8 sets per week. Usually is fine. It's all about auto-regulation, guys. Like the app will tell me to do some things, but if I'm either feeling good or not feeling up to it, I'll modify some things. So I'm actually gonna eat my own words because one's probably smart. Given prior to this session, I was feeling a little ill. I'm not entirely sure if it's like a flare-up or if I'm getting sick. I feel good right now. I'm sweating it out a little bit, but it'd be dumb to push a lot of axial loading at the moment. So what I'm gonna do, 3 sets of hamstrings today, and if I'm feeling good for my next leg session, I'll go ahead and add a set then. That's one way you can auto-regulate your volume. So the app is having me doing 1 set here anyway. I was gonna up it to 2, but again, you gotta auto-regulate based on how you feel. Because my hamstring MRB is so low, and I felt the way I did before the session, I can get away with putting more hamstring on my other session without interfering with the quad work. So we're gonna do that instead. Pretty smart, I think. Really good hamstring workload today. Hamstrings are pumped the fuck. The warm-up was really good too. I'm enjoying that. They've definitely warmed my knees and stuff up. So we have quads next. I'm gonna talk to Aaron about what he wants to do. Maybe belt squats for him, since we are, again, he needs pretty low axial loading and we're close to his show. We're gonna do belt squats. I'm good with that. You guys know I'm not like a huge fan of them, but they will be good for Aaron right now, especially. And because it's my hamstring emphasis, I can get away with a couple sets of belt squats and have a good pump. And if I feel like switching it next week, I can easily. So Aaron has a massage at 12. What time is it? Oh shit. Aaron, you have a massage in 6 minutes. You want to knock out a giant set of belt squats?
Yeah. Right, I'll catch up with you in a bit.
Beautiful. God damn.
Oh, fuck. Perfect for right now.
Great periodization metric. Like, it's just a phenomenal way to periodize your training, especially in high fatigue states, post-contest, into prep, etc. Why are we doing 1 set of 6? Get the fuck out of here. One giant set?
That was it.
Okay.
Was that 25?
Hell yeah.
25 reps.
Yeah,
Good pump.
damn.
That's enough stimulus. 2 days post-show, first leg day. Plenty of work. Food, recover, cardio, keep on digging. Oh, fuck yeah. Feel 10.
Go get tortured.
Yeah.
There's like a way to do this. I saw a video. I think Regan did it maybe. And I always forget. Pretty fatigued from all the travel and stuff. My knees and my hips are starting to really take a hit anytime I fly. Combine that with like going back into this prep and getting back on the actual special sports stuff. And I'm feeling pretty creaky and cranky. Try to put a little bit more load on here, crank out a couple sets. All right. My God. Anytime I introduce a new, and you guys probably have muscles like this too, but anytime I introduce a new quad exercise, the pump I get immediately is fucking obnoxious. Novelty exists, and when you have a muscle that's a pretty high responder, you'll also notice that it's pretty easy to get a pump in that muscle. Likely another reason why you shouldn't rule out pump entirely. Just to add on to that tangent. But we'll go let Mario get out of here. I'm gonna finish up. We will be doing more videos. And just to keep it a little more interesting, I have quite a few people who want to get like sessions in. So if you guys want to see more coaching stuff or anything like that, maybe even actually doing some kind of full day eating thing with Mario at some point, let me know in the comments what you want to see. We're gonna keep this rolling. Back in prep, talk to Mike Israel a little bit, and we have some asset shoots coming up for some companies that we're partnered with, and I need to be lean for those. So I was like, okay, I did a 3 to 4 week maintenance, and I'm pretty resensitized. I think I could easily push, so I'm taking a couple weeks to push the deficit and see how I look and feel. And so far so good. Strength's basically back on everything. And in that little recomp I did where I was maintaining, muscle came back pretty well. So we're gonna give it another 2-3 weeks. Worst case scenario, I'm just lean for these shoots. Best case scenario, I'm able to hop into another show and actually present my best. But as I said on social media, I'm taking this shit very serious. So shoot, show, whatever it is, I'm locked in. I'm doing everything I can. I'm focusing on bodybuilding. Trying to put that first, which I never have in my life. It's been like a fifth. It's been an afterthought usually. So we're gonna see what happens. I'm excited. I'm excited you guys to follow along. Let's keep this going. Guys, see you in the next video, which should be tomorrow, which should be cool. See you then.